Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Daily Debate. My name is Ahmed Nader, and tonight we're going to focus on a number of important topics. One of them is the visit of Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati alongside the Prime Minister of Palestine, Mohammed Mustafa, and the dispatchment of the 17th aid convoy from Egypt through the Rafah border crossing to the Gaza Strip. As for the second topic for the Daily Debate for tonight, we will be shedding more light on the meeting between the US President Donald Trump and the Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin in Alaska that took place on Friday, as well as the meeting that will be taking place today in Washington, being hosted by the US President Donald Trump for the European Union heads of state alongside the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. But we'll be starting straight away with the main top stories that took place throughout the day. For Monday, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip should immediately be launched once a ceasefire is reached in collaboration with the Palestinian government and the United Nations. The President's remarks were made at his meeting with the Qatari Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman bin Jassim Al Thani on Monday. The meeting asserted the importance of mediation efforts by the two countries in coordination with the United States to reach a ceasefire deal in the Gaza Strip, ensure the release of the hostages and prisoners, and to reject any military reoccupation of the territory and the displacement of the Palestinians. The meeting also emphasized the importance of the establishment of the independent Palestinian state. On another front, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi stressed the Egyptian keen interest in continuous coordination and cooperation with the Bahrain Kingdom across different fields in reflection on the deep historic relations binding the two peoples. This came as the President received Bahrain's National Security Advisor and the Royal Guard Commander Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and Bahrain's Special Operations Commander Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad bin Isa. Presidential spokesman Mohammed al-Shinawi said that the Bahraini commanders conveyed greetings from King Hamad and Crown Prince Salman bin Hamad to the President. They also praised President al-Sisi's efforts in support of the regional security and stability. The meeting reviewed the means of enhancing bilateral cooperation, as well as the developments in Gaza and the efforts to reach a truce, a ceasefire, and hasten a flow of aid into the enclave. It also stressed the importance of containing other tensions in the region to maintain regional stability and security. And for some breaking news, well-known Egyptian sources told Al Qahira News on Monday that Hamas had agreed to a new ceasefire proposal mediated by Egypt and Qatar, aiming to end the genocide war in the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Badr Abdulati, reaffirmed the Egyptian unwavering support for the Palestinian cause and its rejection of the Greater Israel illusions and any attempts to displace the Palestinians, whether through the scorched earth policies, creating uninhabitable conditions, or the settlement expansion. Foreign Minister Abdulati said this in a joint press conference with the Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Mustafa during the visit to the Egyptian side of the Rafah crossing on Monday. The Palestinian delegation's visit, led by Prime Minister Mustafa, aims to review the aid mechanisms and the humanitarian situation in North Sinai. During the presser, Abdulati emphasized that the Egyptian position on the Palestinian cause is firm and unchanging. And in the same context, Egypt dispatched the 17th humanitarian aid convoy to Gaza in the early hours of Monday as part of the continued efforts to counter the Israeli-induced famine in the Strip. Dozens of trucks carrying staple food supplies, infant nutrition and medical aid lined up on the Egyptian side of the Rafah border, preparing to enter Gaza through the Karm Abu Salim crossing. Since the 27th of July, Egypt has sent 16 aid convoys to Gaza to stem the unfolding famine caused by the 5-month complete Israeli blockade on the Strip. Emil Imam, the Egyptian Red Crescent's executive director, said that Egypt has sent 36,000 trucks with more than 500,000 tons of aid since the war began in October of 2023, 70% of humanitarian supplies and 30% of relief and medical goods. And on behalf of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli departed for Japan to participate in the TICAD 9 summit. Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, the Prime Minister, had departed the Cairo International Airport for Japan to participate in the 9th Tokyo International Conference on the African Development, TICAD 9, which will be hosted by Yokohama, Japan, from August 20th till the 22nd. The Prime Minister is scheduled to participate in the opening session of the TICAD 9 summit, which will be attended by the Japanese Prime Minister, African heads of state and government, and the heads of the international and the African organizations. The Prime Minister will hold several high-level meetings on the sidelines of the TICAD 9 summit. He will also meet with the officials from several Japanese and African organizations, as well as the heads of prominent Japanese companies. During the visit to Japan, the Prime Minister is also scheduled to participate in the Egyptian-Japanese Business Council Forum, which will bring together a number of prominent Egyptian and Japanese companies to discuss the opportunities to enhance the cooperation between these companies in the Egyptian and the Japanese markets.